When you're going through grief, it's important to know what's true and what is not true. What is not true will keep you in pain and stuck because we all know that confusion and lies are from the devil and he only comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So, grief is the perfect time for Satan to get a stronghold in your life. Today, we're going to talk about four of the lies around grief. And it's important that you know truth from a lie so that you can continue to walk in the direction of healing. Hey, friend, welcome to the Grief to Great Day podcast. Do you feel like you're going crazy? Is the shower the only place for you to really cry? Are you surrounded by people, but you still feel all alone? Do you want to be the you were before your loved one died, but you have no idea how to get there? I'm Steph Cabanis, Southern by choice, wife, turtle triathlete, Jesus follower, and fellow traveler in the journey of grief. I too struggled to breathe, questioned God and my faith, and thought I would never be happy again. But God took my brokenness and He turned it into a breakthrough. So if you're ready to understand how to navigate grief, lean into your faith and take just one step towards healing, then bring your ugly cry, get into a comfortable place, even if that's your bed right now, and let the healing begin. Girl, there's hope for your future. Come on in the house and join me on the couch. I'm Steph, and this is Grief to Great Day. Thank you for being here. I hope you feel welcomed and heard through this podcast. Hello to everyone listening in Egypt, our spotlight country. I've started over with the countries because it is a new year. And California, you remain as the state with the most downloads this week. You know, Grief to Great Day is downloaded in over 60 countries. This tells me that grief is felt throughout the world. So please know that whatever country or state you're in, you're not alone as you walk through this thing called grief. I know there are new listeners each week, so welcome. And if that's you and you hear me talk about Monica, her faith, or her death, and you want some background, just go to my website, grief2greatday.com, and click on the book tab. If you're just starting your journey, please know life will change. It won't always hurt like this. It's important for you to hear that often. That's why I've added it each time. This is not to say that you'll stop missing your loved one, because you never will. But you will be able to breathe, to laugh, and to live again. Today we're talking about four of the lies around grief. We're going to start with the big one. And this is one that we kind of want to be true, but it's not. Time heals all wounds is a saying that people use to try to be helpful in hard situations. It is not, however, the truth. In general, time itself just passes, and as you get older, it goes by faster than ever. Time puts distance between what you experienced a year ago and today, but the healing is not in time itself. If you lay in the bed or on the couch to avoid your grief, or you throw yourself into work to ignore the grief, you're just putting off the inevitable. So you have to acknowledge it, face it, and live with your grief if you want to get through it. That's the hardest part of grief, to sit with it, to allow all those feelings to come. It is so scary and overwhelming, and so we fight hard against feeling them. It's unknown territory, and the pain is bigger than we think we can handle. When the waves of grief come, we tend to run from them instead of letting them wash over us. Getting through grief and true healing are only found in what you do with your time. If you ignore and avoid, it doesn't mean it's gone. You are just postponing the inevitable. See, if you don't deal with your grief now, it will deal with you later. It can come back in strange and confusing ways, even 10 years down the road. So, the first one, time will not heal all wounds. You have to take action for true healing. And here are three more lies around grief that I want to share and expose. Here we go. You'll get over it. I am not sure if we hear this more from others around us or if we tell ourselves this. Grief is not something to get over, it is something to get through. Your loss, it will be with you forever, and the love you had for your loved one will never leave you. Over time, you'll forget details. Your memory will be dulled on their voice or mannerisms, and that will be sad. But you will never get over or forget. Now, don't take that to mean it will always hurt like this, because it won't. I want it to be encouraging that you'll never forget your loved one. In the beginning of grief, it's helpful to you to journal with the details that you can come back to in later years and read and share with family members who came along after your loved one died. The next lie is, I can't. Grief is so hard and overwhelming that I played this phrase in my head over and over and over. I can't do this. It feels like it's the truth. But then I was astounded that I continued to breathe, that I made it through another day, and it felt weird to make it through a day I didn't think I would survive. You can do this, and I know that because God says you can do all things. The key here is you can't do it alone. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Nothing is impossible, even if it feels impossible. Acknowledge that your emotions aren't always the truth. It's okay to feel what you feel. You need to, but don't let it keep you in the pit too long. The next lie, and our last lie for today, is I should be better by now. If you are an achiever or goal oriented, then you're going to get angry and frustrated beyond belief when 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and even a year down the road, you aren't finished with this pain and confusion. You'll want to find the formula to fix it, and then you're going to feel like a failure when it's not fixed. Grief takes time and action, a lot of time and a lot of action. These actions don't have to be big, grand movements or big steps. Your word for the week, and here's the important part in all of this, is 2 Corinthians 5:7. For we live by faith and not by sight. Your mustard seed is so important right now. Believe that God, the creator of the universe, your heavenly Father, still has a good life for you, that He is not going to leave or forsake you, and that you will get through this. You have to believe that. You have to have that faith above what you feel and see right now. So, to recap the four lies around grief: one, you'll get over it. Grief is not something to get over, it is something to get through. Have faith that God will carry you through. Number two, I can't do this. The truth is, you can and you will, and it won't always be so hard. I can't. This is a lie from the devil because, like we just talked about, you can do all things through Christ. It doesn't feel good, and some days you are in the bed, but so what? You are listening right now, and that says you're trying. You, my friend, are a warrior. You alone cannot, but believe that God will make a way and that through Him all things are possible. You have to take a hold of this and not just dismiss it as just a nice or good Bible verse. Number three, I should be better by now. The truth is, you can't put timelines on your healing. It will take as long as it takes. God is working on and through you right now. I wanted the pain to be over now. And when it wasn't, I felt like a failure. But God brought me through it, and I learned of His power. And so I'm here to encourage you to allow God to work in and through the pain. Number four, and the biggest one, time heals all wounds. It is not the time, it is what you do with the time that brings true healing. You're going to have to take action even when you don't feel like it, and you will hardly ever feel like doing anything because grief is exhausting. So take the smallest of steps, but do take some action. Your journey works or the work of your journey this week. Take action in some way right now. Pray, read, and rise. Reach out to a friend. Check out grief resources at your church. Or you can join our private Facebook group where you're going to be a part of a group of faith filled women who get it and encourage each other in a way that those in the world cannot. You can also purchase my What to Do After the Loss of a Loved One workshop. I called it a workshop because I want you to understand there's work to be done. There are action steps to take towards your healing. So if you're just starting out and this journey is new and confusing and pretty awful right now, and you have no idea what to do, this workshop will guide and direct your next step. You will grow closer to God even when it's hard to pray. You'll work towards acceptance, even if that word makes you angry right now, and you'll know what to expect in your healing process. Also, if you don't have a church home, then visit my church, opendoorchurch.com. The links to everything you need are in the show notes, or you can go to grieftogreatday.com for more information on everything. In the meantime, remember who holds your future and know that you are not alone. Keep coming back to the house, keep sitting on this couch, and keep taking these steps. I don't care how small or how slow towards your healing. Thank you for being here today, for showing up. If this podcast has given you hope, encouragement, or helped you in any way, share it with a friend, either in a text or on your social platforms. Also, please subscribe, rate, and leave a written review on iTunes. It's a huge blessing for me to know that you're out there. Lastly, and this is important, you are not alone. Connect with me on the Grief to Great Day website, the link is below, and sign up for our free newsletters. I want to be able to pray for you by name. Remember, grief isn't something you're going to get over, but a great day is something you can get to.